Do you presently, or have you ever belonged to an organization which seems to rehash the same issues year after year without appearing to proceed forward and take meaningful action to address them? How often does it appear to be merely synonymous to the proverbial beating a dead horse? Does your group consider alternatives, or do they merely do the same old, same old? Einstein stated that the definition of insanity was continuing to do things the same way and expecting different results, and nearly every organization, at some point in time, faced some sort of apparent crisis because they fail to move forward and making progress towards addressing the most important and relevant challenges. Only when there is action taken that addresses these recurrent issues does a group enhance its potential to become more relevant and sustainable. Here are 5 steps that will help a leader make real progress towards overcoming chronic, frustrating challenges and obstacles. 1. Identify the challenge in a positive way. Rather than considering something to be a problem, open your mind to ways to proceed and address what needs to be done. How can you possibly do so if you don't first clearly identify and know what the central issue and or obstacle might be? Avoid the lazy tendency of playing the blame game, but rather avoid looking at what can't be done and proceed in a solution-oriented manner. 2. Break the issue up into smaller, step-by-step pieces. One of my bosses, over 3 decades ago, was fond of beginning discussions about obstacles by asking, "How do you eat the elephant?" The answer he sought was simply, one bite at a time. Rather than being overwhelmed by what is perceived as being an enormous problem, break it up into less stressful, simpler basic building block steps. If the issue, for example, is financial, rather than becoming fixated and frustrated by perceiving an impossible situation, look for smaller revenue enhancing and expense reducing ideas and proceed forward. You will never balance a budget seeking the big winner, but you can do so by looking for several smaller doable approaches and steps. 3. Develop a plan, timeline and table of responsibilities for every step. Baby steps are the most efficient and effective way to make a real difference and accomplish the overall goal. 4. Build the right team for each component. Some merely delegate often to avoid personal responsibility, but quality, effective leaders identify, qualify, develop, train, and oversee to assure they have the right people for the specific job. 5. Achieve the goal/mission. The purpose of this approach is to overcome obstacles and transform them to using the best options and take advantage of the best opportunities. It's up to you. You can either succumb to the chronic, frustrating issues and perceive them as problematic and debilitating, or you can consider them challenges that you will overcome. Using these 5 steps should help you become a better leader.